Alright, welcome back everyone. We are looking at Bitcoin on a weekly time frame, and from yesterday, if you have not seen my video, I would highly suggest you watching that video. It kind of already expected this drop, and now we are seeing it. My one and only thing I hope for this week is that we do not close this weekly candle below 32,700. If we do, we will be seeing much deeper targets to the downside. Right now, we're hoping that 32,700 is a layer of support, as well as the bottom of the Bollinger Band here. And this is on a weekly time frame, so we'll come visit this back later in the week. If we do lose this 32,700 level, we are looking for 28,600 to be the next layer of support due to this orange measured move from this channel. And this pink measured move from this pink ascending channel is looking for the target for the 200, which is at 27,000. And we will, once again, we will come back to these depending on how this weekly candle closes. Does this weekly candle close inside the Bollinger Band? Does it close outside the Bollinger Band? And then we can decide how deep this retracement will go for next week. Let's go to a daily to zoom in and see what's going on. On a daily time frame, we are outside of our Bollinger Band, and I was saying yesterday I expected a new low, and we are at the new low, and we are finding support on this fib, which I have pointed out for the last 2 weeks at 32,700. We are looking to see if we are going to close today outside of this channel or not. If we get back inside the channel, that'd be fantastic. We can look for a retrace to the top of the middle of the channel, which is 36,150, and then we can look for the 21 EMA at 37,700. Keep in mind we are at 33,000 right now. That's about a $7,000 or $5,000 move. It's not unlikely because of the amount of selling pressure there has been for the weeks. This can just shoot up and close all these stacked shorts out. The fuel for the fire to the upside is building, so don't get discouraged. We were already ready for these levels, so we're not gonna panic. This is a great level to enter if you want. If you lose this level and you want to reconsolidate on this lower level, that's fine. It's near the weekly 200 EMA, which we rarely hit, but if we hit it, that's a good place to enter with a stop loss right underneath 27,000. All right, we're gonna go to a 4-hour zoom in even more. On a 4-hour level, we poked outside the Bollinger Band. We're back in. We have not closed outside the Bollinger Band, so we have some hope. If we could just go sideways here, that'd be great. But any 4-hour closes under 32,700, I would assume is going to start the downside move, and it's going to probably be quick due to how many dip buyers that have been buying the dip are all going to get closed out in a capitulation style drop. So just be ready. I'm not saying that this orange measured move has to occur. I'm saying it's likely if we start closing 4-hour candles under 32,700. If we start closing a 4-hour and opening 4 hours in that level, we should expect this lower consolidation level to be hit. If we are going sideways here, or we start closing 4-hour candles above 33,600, the likelihood for the retest into the 21 is possible to 35,000, and then we're gonna have to see, do we open and close above 35,000 to retest the middle of the channel at 36.3, or are we gonna get rejected at the 21 and then do the deeper retrace? And what I mean is, if we come from here, go up to the 21, and then we get rejected for the deeper retrace, it is also possible. You can look for some support here, and then we can come back and get rejected again. So it's not likely that this channel doesn't get tested a few times, but the drop to the downside I was looking for on a weekly level is this pink measured move all the way to basically 27,000, which is the 200 weekly moving average. The 200 moving average on a weekly time frame. Okay, so now let's go look at Ethereum before I can lose your guys' attention. I know the market is going to probably be moving fast today, but another warning I wanted to give is that when the market opens at 9:30, we can see a reprieve bounce right away. There's going to be a lot of dip buyers that have cash on the side that are looking at these prices at such good discounts, and they might want to accumulate. Also, if we don't come back today, Maybe later this week we retrace, like the midweek reversal, such as Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. Quickly on Ethereum, I'm gonna come back to this, but on the 4-hour, as you can see, we tested highly out and now we've popped back in for an open. The retrace looks like it's about to start. So if this 4-hour candle doesn't make new lows under 2,390, we can look for the retracement going up. But our first level of resistance, like I said yesterday, if we lose this, we're going to come back into it, is going to be this fib, which is at 2,460. If we can reclaim this, we have the middle of the channel, which is at 2550. And then we have the 21 EMA basically at 2550. So I would expect the middle of the orange channel to be resistance, as well as the 21 EMA on a 4-hour time scale, even if we get above 2470. If we can't even break above 2470, then obviously the downside will be more likely. Maybe we get a nice little reprieve bounce to this and then just get rejected right back down. So just keep that in mind for a 4-hour. I'm gonna go quickly to the weekly and then we'll go back to the daily and then look at the 4-hour one more time. So on a weekly time frame, we've already lost the 236, which is not the greatest situation. We are basically testing the 100 EMA right now, which is at 2350. Closing 4-hour candles under 2350, you might have the weekly initiate the drop to the 200, which is at 1661. I would be very, very cautious if we lose this 100. You have one layer of support on the bottom of the Bollinger Band, which is around 2,150. But after we close outside of that, we are looking for a very sharp drop to the 200. I'm going to go to a daily because we'll follow up with this in the middle of the week and see how it's looking. And then we can see how that closes and make a better prediction for next week. So on a daily, we are closing outside the Bollinger Band. Very, very bad. We are opening outside the Bollinger Band. We're making a new low. Very, very bad. But the only saving grace will be closing this daily candle inside the Bollinger Band and having the next candle for the day open inside the Bollinger Band and preferably above the 236 at 2460. If we can do that, then we can look for the rest of the week a slow trickle up for a retrace to see how high of a bounce we get before we get a conclusion and continue or start the move to the upside. If we get an upside move, the 21 EMA is right on the bottom of this pink channel and the top of the orange channel that we drew out. This level right here is going to be a huge level of resistance, which is at 2778. Once we have daily opens and closes above that, I can look for this pink channel to be reclaimed and we can look for the resistance to be broken at 2,927. But until that area even gets closed above, we are looking for more and more pressure to the downside. As in, like, if we get a reprieve bounce, we could get rejected here. If we get a reprieve bounce, we could get rejected here. And then we could consolidate and maybe hold this as support for the upside. But if we don't hold this and we break down, then obviously we're going to go even lower. This can also come back here and then try higher in a slow fashion, test into this, and then come back down. So we have lots of scenarios. All of them are bearish until we can have a close above the 21 EMA. Now, as we consolidate and go in the week, this EMAs will come lower. So we will naturally see these EMAs come over here and maybe curve out. And that's when we can look for the retrace into this area. And then we can even have a little bit of resistance into it. But then we can find support on the 236 and then we can break it and then find support. So it's not that we have to break the 21 EMA all the way at this current position. We can wait for the EMA to drop in time over 2-3 days. Maybe Wednesday we can lower this down and then we can try to come in with our reprieve bounce and overcome it. So there are multiple ways to go about this. Just keep in mind the pressure to the downside is on. The panic in the market is heavy. The fear in the market is heavy. So it should be taking with caution when you're taking any positions right now to the upside. Here is the 4-hour, which we were saying as long as a 4-hour can stay in this Bollinger Band, that's great, 2380. But if you're having a 4-hour open and closes under 2380, you are gonna be looking for this orange channel to probably break down and look for much lower targets. I can even extend this channel a little bit further so we can keep an eye on this. Oh, sorry, that way. So we can keep an eye on this long term. And as you can see this channel gave it support right here. We got rejected off the middle of the channel over here. And that's when the heavy selling started with volume. We need the volume to subside to the downside so the retrace can even begin in the first place. Right now, people are very cautious, and it might be a problem because this might be the bottom and people are panic selling on the bottom. So this level of support is real good, this fib. We just want to be able to get back above it and start closing it, and then that means this test to the downside is basically completed and all the people that needed to get stopped out are stopped out. I must have said for the last whole month, this level has a lot of liquidity. It's imperative for the market maker to take this liquidity. I don't know why he would leave this much money on the table. A fast poke into this area and a quick poke out, I would accept. I could say that ad nauseum, and that's literally what we are playing out right now. Now it's up to the bulls to step up and keep the price from dropping even lower. And then when we do step up, we need to step up with volume. Right now, the volume to the downside is heavy because of the panic and fear. People are selling off. But now I can see bigger players coming in to defend this position here on the left, which is around 2300, and maybe even all the way down to 2150. Someone will wait until that layer comes and then they can start accumulating. We can follow up with this layer here, and then we can see if we get to this 2200 area to start accumulating a position once these lows are taken. Aside from that, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the section below. I'll get back to you ASAP. If you have any other assets you want me to cover, please let me know and I will get back to you as well. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell button for notifications so you get these real-time updates so you can defend or add to your position accordingly. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon.